Hello, America. It's primary day in West Virginia. You want to know the results? Check the bottom of the screen there. I don't think this is much of a story because everybody said Hillary Clinton's going to win, including Barack Obama. The real story here is, why won't the good people of West Virginia pull the lever for Obama? I say a big part of that reason is guns. And all this week, I'm taking a look at how your Second Amendment gun rights are under fire. So here's the point tonight. Barack Obama says he didn't want to take away your guns. No. But his actions tell a very different story, and here's how I got there. Sometimes the only way we, the people, can know what a politician's going to do in the future is look what they've done in the past. I know, crazy concept. Back in 1996, when Obama was running for state senate in Illinois, he filled out a questionnaire that said he favored a ban on the, quote, manufacture, sale, and possession of handguns. Now he claims that was a misrepresentation of his views. But Barack can't deny that his handwriting is right there on the questionnaire. And when it comes to his stance on guns, handwriting really is on the wall as well. Back in his Chicago days, Obama sat on a board called the Joyce Foundation. This is an organization that handed out nearly $3 million to anti-gun groups. They actually paid to support a book called Every Handgun is Aimed at You, The Case for Banning Handguns. Wow. Based just on those two undeniable facts, Barack Obama is obviously anti-gun. And you know what? That's fine. That's cool. If that's who you are, that's fine. Not everybody likes guns. And if that's how Obama feels, you know what, Obama? Grow a set. You're entitled to your opinion. This is America. But here's the thing. When you're running for president, you've got to own your past. Standing behind your decisions is what being a man and president of the United States is all about. Whether it's your 20-year history with Reverend Jeremiah Wright or your position as an anti-gun advocate. Barack, it is your record. It's clear. Stand up and tell us the truth. I mean, your record was clear. At least it was until you started running for president. Back in February, Obama told Idaho primary voters what he thought they wanted to hear.
There are people who say, well, he doesn't believe in the Second Amendment, even though I come from a state, we got a lot of hunters downstate Illinois, and I have no intention of taking away folks' guns.
Well, he's got a lot of hunters. He comes from that state. Then, when he was in Philadelphia, they don't like guns too much. This is what he told ABC News anchor Charlie Gibson.
As I said, I have never favored all-out ban on handguns. What I think we can provide is common sense approaches to the issue of illegal guns that are ending up on the streets.
Okay. Is he saying the same thing? Is this a radical change of heart? You decide. I think I know. All I can tell you is this is what you need to know tonight, America. It's, to me, plain as day. Barack Obama is not a virtuous knight in shining armor. He's not what we all thought he was. He's a politician. A politician that will say anything at any time just to get elected. I think the most telling statement Barack has ever made about our Second Amendment was when he let his guard down. He was standing there, the cameras weren't on, he was in San Francisco. I mean, you know how they feel about guns. And he spoke from his heart. He said, quote, small town folks deal with hardship, and it's not surprising. They get bitter, they cling to their guns, their religion, or antipathy to people who aren't like them. Barack, you know what? I feel safe in saying that I speak for a whole lot of Americans when I tell you I don't need to be bitter to cling to my gun. The Constitution guarantees my right to cling to my gun during good times and bad. And you know what? It ain't about hunting or the tradition of gun ownership. It's about my fundamental right as an American to protect myself from anybody that wants to do me or my family harm. And you know what? Sometimes those people are in our own government. You don't believe me? Read the words of the Founding Fathers. Chris Cox is the chief lobbyist for the National Rifle Association, an organization which I am proudly a life member of and giving the keynote speech this Saturday at their convention. And Jonathan Allen is a reporter with the Congressional Quarterly. Jonathan, let me get some of the facts out of the way with you right up at the front. Tell me about this Barack Obama handwriting on this questionnaire. True or false?
Well, his campaign isn't denying that it's his handwriting. What they say is that it had nothing to do with the content of the questionnaire, that he'd been listing some supporters of his on the front page of the questionnaire. And hadn't really reviewed the rest of the questionnaire, in which his campaign staffer at the campaign says, this is back in 1996, it indicated he would favor a ban on the manufacture, sale, and possession of handguns.
All right. And somehow or another, they got that wildly wrong?
Well, apparently, this is what the campaign says, that Barack Obama does not now, nor has he ever, using that,
so it's
I'll use that language, favor the ban on handguns.
It's kind of the same thing, you know, where they're saying now that, oh, that Che flag that is hanging in the campaign headquarters in, where was it, Houston, he has nothing to do with that at all. He doesn't know anything about it. Yet the people in his office are flying a Che flag. And so it's that we're supposed to believe?
Well, I think there are a lot of different data points on the gun issue. Senator Obama says that he thinks there should be a balance between the constitutional right to own guns and the need to regulate them in some places. But for the most part, his voting record has shown a willingness to put certain restrictions on gun rights, as is the case with most Democrats and in most legislatures, including the Congress. The big questions tend to be the most divisive ones, the ones that divide the parties on gun issues.
Okay, Chris. You give, as the National Rifle Association, Barack Obama an F. I mean, is he worse than Ted Kennedy, or he's right next to Ted Kennedy?
Well, Barack got his F rating from the NRA the old-fashioned way. He earned it. Now, every 2 years, every 4 years, gun owners see politicians like John Kerry in a goose pit 16 days before the election. So it's not surprising that Barack Obama's in Idaho talking about supporting the Second Amendment, and in Philadelphia trampling on the Second Amendment. Look, his position's very clear, both in the Illinois legislature and in the U.S. Congress. He doesn't believe that there's a fundamental right to have a handgun, that there's a fundamental right to self-defense in your own home. He would rather leave you defenseless. The National Rifle Association believes that honest, law-abiding people have the right to defend themselves from criminal attack, and that's a position that Barack Obama's taken against. And so, again, Glenn, this is very clear. Election year rhetoric. People have said that the biggest lies come before a wedding, after a hunt, or during an election, and this is definitely Barack Obama lying during an election.
Do you know anything about this gun? Every gun in America is pointed at you, the case for banning handguns?
He sat on the Joyce Foundation doling out millions of dollars to radical gun control groups, but wants the American gun owner to forget about it. He voted to keep a guy in jail who defended his family with a handgun in Wilmette, Illinois, but wants American gun owners to forget about it. He refused to sign the amicus brief before the Supreme Court, saying clearly that the Second Amendment's an individual right, but he wants American gun owners to forget about it. Well, he's going to find out that some American gun owners are bitter, and he's going to see bitter on Election Day.
You know, everybody, I want to show this. This is a video from New Orleans. This is, everybody says, oh, they're not coming for your guns. Nobody's going to do that. They're never going to come door to door and take your gun away. That's exactly what happened. This is, there you see this old lady. Chris, can you tell me how old she is?
Her name's Patty Coney. She was in her 70s, and it's a sad, tragic story, but you're right. It happened for the first time in American history. They kicked people's doors in, pointed guns at them, and took their guns away when they needed them the most.
And here comes the police. They're coming into her kitchen now. They pin her down to the floor. They take her out. Now, the story is, I mean, look at her. She's 70 years old. She did not want to relinquish her gun to the police after Hurricane Katrina, because she said, I have a right to protect myself. You guys, I can't get phone calls out. I can't call 911. The place is breaking down all around me. They took her gun by force. What I can't believe is that this has happened already, and yet people still are living in this dream world that, oh, well, you don't have to worry. Nobody's going to come and take your guns. They've already done it in this country, and people are still having a hard time getting their gun back in New Orleans. True or false, Chris?
That's exactly right, Glenn.
Okay, real quick, 40% of people in Texas, do you have any other evidence that people are going out and buying guns like crazy right now because they know what's coming?
Well, gun owners all over the country are paying attention not only to that Supreme Court case that we're expecting a decision next month, but also for Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. They know where these two candidates stand. They know that they stand against our freedoms, and they're watching very closely, and they're worried.
But both of you, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.